Do not adjust your screen. It's not glitchy. You know what is glitchy? People. People are glitchy. Tommy Jordan here, coming to you from the Stanley County Board of Health and Human Services and the Stanley County Board of Commissioners. It is quarter after 6 on St. Patty's Day, Tuesday, March 17th. What has been going on in our state pursuant to the governor's shutdown of all mass gatherings of 100 people or more has been a little bit of the static buzz in the background, this feedback whine. You know that noise that you get when your microphone cable is too close to the speaker, or it's not quite plugged in right. You get that feedback squeak. That's what we're hearing, and it's coming from people about churches. I can't even believe we're having this discussion. It's about churches. And so the issue here is, did the governor's decree to shut down all public gatherings of 100 people or more effectively did he have the authority to extend that to churches? And the governor's viewpoint, he was asked about it today. Of course, it's a couple of days after he made the declaration. He was asked about it today, and his view is, yes, it did. My view is I don't actually know if he has the legislative authority to make that decision or not. However, what's funny is after that, there's this subculture of Facebook assholes running around, and Twitter and Instagram and the rest of them, just simply trying to stir things up. The governor's trying to shut down churches. He's coming after religion now. He doesn't have the authority to do that. And if you let him take away your rights now, blah, 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 blah. Oh, shut up. For God's sake. Literally, for God's sake, shut up. Okay? The idea behind shutting down mass gatherings was to protect the elder population. Now, I don't have to like everything that Governor Cooper does. In fact, he's a Democrat. It's guaranteed I don't like half the things that he does. However, that particular item was justified. Did he specifically say churches? No, he didn't. Did he mean churches? Well, in his mind, I'm sure he did. I'm not sure if anybody thought about it. You know, hey, Governor, do we include churches when we write this? The discussion might not have popped up. But I'm sure in his mind, and in the mind of anybody that has any common sense, the answer was, well, are more than 100 people going to be there? Well, yes, sir. Well, then I mean that. Okay? That's why he did it in the first place. He made a couple strong urges in previous days, expecting people to use their own good judgment and not have mass gatherings, not have mass events, not go ahead and continue with arena shows or shut down theaters on their own, and they didn't do these things. So he had to make an executive order to make adults act like adults instead of act like greedy, stupid little children. So now we have the church issue. Can the governor make me not go to church? And people are wanting to pick a fight on it. Number one, if you're a pastor and you're a man of God, have some sense and smack your brethren down and make them shut up, all right? Number two, if you're one of the ones propagating this crap, you need some Jesus, okay? Because the whole purpose of this is to keep the elder generation alive, to keep contributing to your pot on Sunday, okay? I don't know how else to say it, but I grew up in a fundamental independent Baptist church in Roanoke Island, North Carolina. My mother goes to Sweet Home Baptist Church here in Albemarle now, and most of that church, over half of them, are elderly. That's just the way churches always have been. More folks come to Jesus when they get old than they do when they're young. I don't know why. That's just the way we all are. But so more churches have a higher predominance of the elderly than, let's say, a NASCAR event or the bar. And would you agree? Of course you'd agree. So maybe you shouldn't be going to places where old people congregate, because we do know a couple things. This virus likes to kill old people. And there are old people that I like, that I don't want to see dead yet. One of them is my mother. A few of them are good friends, state representatives, fellow commissioners. I'm not going to tell you what one I just call old. But people in government, people that we all love and respect throughout the community, might be in that elderly population, and we don't want to see them dead. So whether or not the governor has the authority, why don't you take off your tinfoil hat for just a moment, use some common sense, and stay the hell home for a couple weeks regardless. We already know you can't go out in a restaurant, you can't go to a theater, you can't go to a bar, you can't go to a pub, you can barely go grocery shopping. A lot of you can't go to work. What makes you think common sense tells you you ought to be going to church and hanging around with old Miss Betty and hugging her damn neck? Nothing. Stay home. God's sake, some of you people need Jesus and some common sense. That's it for me. Tommy out. Out. I said out.